So, gathering materials from my grandfather's garage because that's where stuff is, and wood for shield, and more wood for shield. So, to make a template for our circle, we are going to take a nail, drive it up through the middle, tie a string around it, then tie that string to the pencil, and we'll have our radius in our circle. So now that we have our template made, we're going to take pieces of wood, center them as best we can, cut them where we need to, then keep taking pieces of stack out, and then we'll round everything off with a circular saw when we're done. Okay, so now that we have our pieces cut out and roughly the size and shape we want, we're going to wood glue and then clamp them all together, let them dry overnight, and then tomorrow we'll come back, we'll cut all the edges up, clean them all up with a jigsaw, and then sand everything to what we want it to be. Okay, so now that our glue has dried, we pulled it off the template, and our plan now is to cut out a rough circle shape, and then we'll cut out a separate piece of plywood, glue them both together, and then put screws through it all, cut out the plywood shape, and the majority of it should be done.
Alright, so what we did is we got a rough shape cut out on this thing, and now we're going to sand this, and eventually we're going to cut out like the circle shape on here, on the plywood, and then attach this to this. Alright, now that we cleaned this thing up, we got rounded the shape and sanded it off flat, he's scoring the back of this, and now we're going to start cutting the plywood. Alright, so what we did is we sanded it down, we got the thing to shape, and now all we have to do is just glue it. Oh yeah, by the way, we glued and stained it off screen. Alright, so what we're doing right now is the shield's all, done, so to speak. What we're doing right now is we're adding the runes we're going to have on the sides. So right now we're drawing out a circle. We're going to see what length we like. Right now we're kind of like in a 4-inch, right, like from here to here or something like that. And we're going to see how it goes. We're not going to record this because we're just drawing like 3 circles, and we respect your time. Alright, so we got like the basic kind of like shape of what the design is going to be on like the outer side and on the inner side here. And now all we got to do is get to carve it. And we should be done with the shield, minus the handle.
Okay, so now that we have our design drawn out on here, we're going to use a chisel and mallet, and then just boop, widen all the holes. Then we'll go back and refine it with a bigger chisel later, and then we'll have our design engraved into the shield.
Alright, so we got the main design all, carved out, and now we're going to get like another small like chisel and chisel out like the little bits out here, and just basically the finer details of the entire design. And after that, we're going to restain the entire thing to bring out the symbol and to, take out any imperfections that may be on the shield itself.
So after we were done carving, we decided we didn't like how dark the engravings were just by the shadows, so we decided to put a darker stain on top of this, just in the middle circle, and it came out very nicely. We wiped away the stain off the surface and left the stain inside all the lines, so those will all be a lot darker than the outside.
It looks straight fire right now.
Yes, it does.
Alright, so what we're doing now is we're going to cut 24 like individual lines on the shield, on the outer part of the shield, pardon me, which is going to give it a nice little radial design. And then after that, we're going to restain it because we really like how this came out with the darker stain. We're hoping it's going to come out just as good as that with the redder, like cherry stain. And then all we got to do is put the handle on the back, and we're done. Alright, so we're only going to do the first line for the most part because once you see one, you've seen all of them because all we're doing is making lines. So I'm just showing the process here. We're just...
Okay.
Like I'm hitting it, and he's moving it because I didn't bring my glasses with me, and this is a nice process we have going.
Yeah.
We're using like a rubber mallet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't mess up the back of the chisels.
Yeah. And as you can see, it's coming out pretty good. This is gonna be the last one.
Yeah.
And what we're doing is we're also going back on it to widen it out because, sometimes it could be a little uneven, like this one.
Okay.
And this is all really
Okay.
what we're doing, but like 24 times. It's not very interesting, so we're gonna cut it out.
Half.
Right now, we're gonna stain the little lines here, so it really pops out and really kind of shows the design better.
Okay, so off camera we bent a piece of aluminum flat bar into our handle shape, which we then wrapped in leather, which has been glued to the aluminum, but we wrapped it in tape so it would stay and hold. We then drilled holes through the aluminum, screwed that to here, and then we took a leather strap, poked some holes in it with a hot nail, put screws through it. Now it fits. Okay, so our leather wrap handle didn't really work with the glue we used, so we're just gonna kind of rip it off now and use electrical tape. Yes, it might not look as nice, but it'll be a lot more functional and it'll look a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
As opposed to a really crappily
Put on leather
wrapped
Yeah.
and crappily glued handle.
Right, so it's just a real quick thing. We didn't like how this got stained. It was too dark and matched this, too much of this. So we stained it off, and now we're gonna re-dye it the cherry stain. But one good thing that came out of this is like you're gonna still have the dark lines right here going throughout the entire thing, so that's gonna pop out. And overall, it's gonna look hopefully just as good. Yay!